this is Riley. We started Riley with the same test. She did okay here. She missed one here. She said instead of ver. Every time again I give feedback. This one was right but slow. Then it starts falling apart here. She only got 1 out of 3 automatic, and then you can see it's really she's missing some on every section. And I stopped the test right at this point because she had fewer than 10. She had 0 automatic and only 2. So I stopped the test here because she was getting a little frustrated. She is in a bigger state of need for phonemic awareness than Hudson. Although they both need some holes filled, she needs more holes filled. So she may need a little bit longer to get going there. We thought that probably here deleting beginning syllables would be a good place to start for her. So that would be that E3 from the book that we'll give you. And it's just one of those things where she's really struggling, and like some of them she would kind of finally do, but it would be like, and I would have to repeat it. I mean, she was not automatic on very many at all. So this is an area where she was very unsure of herself, and like she would say, well, that's what I meant, or I mean, it was a real struggle. And then at the end, she started looking at the test, and she was trying to see if she could figure it out by looking at, and it's totally oral.
She was a little self-conscious.
So this was a piece that, I mean, she needs major work on that, because that, I think, will help her with a lot of areas. Is she also having spelling issues? That's not who that was.
She does
about.
in her, like in her writing as well.
Okay.
But the thing is, she is on a higher reading level.
Right.
And like answers correctly and stuff, but it's big time in her writing.
Right.
And that's what,
That's
I keep saying stuff to Mom, and Mom keeps asking, what can I do? And I'm like, it's a phonics thing, but I haven't been able to, what exactly, like, she's like, what can I work on for phonics? And I'm like, I don't know what to tell you.
Right. Her biggest issue for me is phonemic awareness. That's an area that she's really weak in. And but kids who struggle, especially in spelling, kids that struggle with reading difficulties, this is almost always the case. Get this filled up, and I think you can feel that. I don't think it's a thing that she can't learn. I think she just needs extra practice at that. So again, we'll start at E3 with her. We'll start at H. What do we do with him? H2, H3.
H2.
We'll start there with them, which means they won't be in the same group. But probably these are considered 1-minute drills. Do it for 1 minute, move on. Okay. So try to fill those, and it shouldn't be hard to fill. I mean, they should get it pretty quickly. You may have to say to them, you may have to explain it to them a little bit. If they're struggling with like substitution of that middle sound, you can start with blocks. You can make it easy. 3 different colored blocks, or you can do 4. Okay, different colors. The color doesn't stand for a sound. It just means if you have blue, red, green, orange, they're all different sounds. Okay, and so you could put. I wish I had some blocks in front of me. Pretend these are blocks. I need one more. Hand me that highlighter. Yeah. Okay. These are 3 different sounds. Actually, I need one more. Okay. Give me something totally different. All right. Okay, so these are just blocks. Okay, so this is the word cub. Okay, if I'm gonna say I want to change the I want to change the k to b. Which one am I gonna change?
You want me to do the first one?
Okay, you actually move it. Actually change it. Just move that
this
out.
one away.
And that makes it more
visual.
Yeah, more visual. Now you take that away eventually, but at the beginning, if they seem to be struggling with what are you talking about?
Right.
Like on that one part, it's medial, and she really struggled. She's like, "Is that the middle sound?" Because she was like,
We talked about medial yesterday. Yeah. So it's one of our vocabulary words. So,
so let's just say this word is
yesterday.
This word is sat. Okay, sat. If I change the a to which sound am I changing? And you actually have her physically move that so that you're asking her to do that. And then you're going to do it without that. I mean, you eventually, at some point, you may not need that for either of these kids, but she's really seemed to be struggling with that middle. Beginning's usually easy. Ending's not too bad, but that middle one throws them off a little bit.
And I think we do way more practice with the beginning and the end, and
yeah,
that's
not
as
more
much
difficult.
with the.
And when you think about it, it's very abstract. I'm asking you to say sun. Now change the to a.
Yeah.
I mean, that's very
You have
abstract.
to think about
So
it.
at the beginning, if you can use some sort of, I usually just use those little snap cubes that I have in my room, different colors. And the colors don't stand for anything, they just need to be different so you can tell that it's a different sound you're changing.
What
That just
about
makes it easy.
like dry erase boards, having them write the word out to see it at some
Not
point?
mimicking
Is that
anymore.
not?
That's phonics.
Okay.
That's what they can do. That's easier. Oh, I
Okay.
got it. Whoop, whoop.
Okay, good. Okay.
But they've got to be able to hear it.
Right.
And so phonemic awareness is
I didn't know, like,
totally the sound.
Starting wise, if that would help them see.
Well, what you really want to do is focus on that
Just
sound.
hear it.
And this
Okay.
piece right here is enough visual without getting the letters all cluttered up in there, because what we do, because we're good readers, is we do that automatically. We think in our head. When I say sun, you see S-U-N, don't you? It pops into your head. You want your kids to be able to manipulate those sounds, because what happens with the sound manipulation is, let's say that I can read the word sun. I can read a million more words if I can manipulate those sounds. And I can self-teach myself, because you're not going to teach your kids every word they know. So if I can read sun, I also can read bun and fun and
Right.
mun and cun and made-up words even. Because that's what you have to learn to do, is manipulate those sounds. And so that's one of the pieces that makes it important. Plus, when we're talking about, with Kilpatrick, he talks about orthographic mapping. It's being able to manipulate those sounds appear in your head. And that's hard to do for kids who aren't practiced with it. So use this if you need to.
Okay.
But once you've practiced it a little bit, take that away, because that's a
Okay.
scaffold and you don't want to have it forever. But it might help them, especially when you get to that medium sound, because it's like, what are you asking me to do? Which one am I changing?
I have a question about, well, the conversation we had when we were testing, because Riley did ask, is that the medial or middle sound?
Right.
Does Anne-Marie need to stay away from that? Does she need to use that conversation that we used when we were testing? Like, where do you hear it?
No, yes,
How?
you need
Okay.
to do that. You need to make that sound. It's in the middle. It's at
Okay.
the beginning.
Okay.
But you can't do it when you're testing,
Right.
because that way you don't know if they know it or not.
Right,
If you
okay.
say change the middle sound, you're telling them what to do.
Right.
If you just say the sound that's in the middle, then you're asking them, can they figure out which sound that is?
I
'Cause
just
that's a
wanted to
big
clarify
piece.
that.
Yeah, in the teaching, you for sure
Sure,
need to say
tell-
change
okay.
that middle sound.
Okay.
But yeah, that's one of those things where when you're testing, you can't do that, because it's
Right.
almost like teaching. You're sort
Right,
of
right.
cheating with your test. So does that make sense about where to
It does.
start and where to? And hopefully, it's not going to take a long time to fill those holes in. I mean, they both seem like really bright kids and
Yes.
have a lot already going on. But let's fill those holes quickly, and then once those get filled, then we can work specifically on these phonics things that are working on these decoding issues, and hopefully, you'll see great growth between now and May.